Hello and welcome back, Lady Joyful here for Sasayaki Glitter, and today I'm going to be making a card using the Midsummer Night's Dream digital stamp. I actually made a separate video showing the colouring of this stamp, so if you'd like to see that, there will be a link in the top right hand corner. That's a real-time colouring video. It took me about 12 minutes to colour in the image. That doesn't count the time taken to choose the pens. I did cut that out, but the colouring itself is all in real time if you'd like to go and watch that. So when I had finished all my colouring, I fussy cut the image out, just using my scissors. These aren't anything special. I do need to get hold of some proper fussy cutting scissors, but for now these ones work. And for fussy cutting, the best way to do it is to move your paper and not your scissors. And that helps you get a more even line. Then I'm going to edge the fussy cut image using a water-based brush tip marker. This just helps give it a more finished look, and you should do this with your pen from the back, which for some reason I didn't do, and I ended up making a bit of a mess on his leg. Nothing too terrible, but that's why you want to go in from the back and not the front. So next I'm going to start working on my background, and I'm going to be doing some ink blending with Distress Oxides. I will start with worn lipstick, and I'm blending that in on the bottom right hand corner of my panel. I'm then going to go in with Wild Honey, and I will go slightly into my worn lipstick area and then also bring it further out across the panel. I'm just using my ordinary white card, smooth white card that I use for my card bases, nothing special. In order to get a smooth blend, I will go back and forth over the divide a couple of times, swapping back between the two colours just to help even it out before moving on to my third colour once I'm happy with the blending of the first two. And my third colour is Squeezed Lemonade, so I'm going from pink through to an orangey yellow to a yellow, and I will let that Squeezed Lemonade blend out or fade out to white in the top left hand corner. So I'm not ink blending the entire panel, just most of it. And I did end up, the paper was moving a lot, so I picked up some scratch paper, and I'm just using that to help me hold my cardstock panel down. This way I won't get any fingerprints in my ink blending because I have that kind of buffer between my fingers and the ink. And again, I'm going to go backward and forwards against across the dividing line between the two colours to make sure they are properly blended, and just making sure that it blends out to white properly. I then spritzed it with water mixed with Perfect Pearls. I did get a bit of a splodge towards that bottom corner, but that's where I will be placing my image anyway, so they will cover the rest of it up. I set that aside to dry, and when I came back to it I decided I would add a bit more colour with some stenciling. So I have this stencil from my stash, and I'm going to use the same colours I had used on the original ink blending layer and just kind of dab and blend those through the stencil to give a tone on tone look. And I thought the flowers here coordinated nicely with the flowers that the girl in the image is wearing in her hair. You can actually see the stencil isn't down completely straight, but that doesn't matter with this particular stencil because it's kind of a random pattern of flowers. So I do peel the stencil up to check how it's looking, and I want to darken it up a bit more, so I'll keep going back in until I'm happy with it. After removing the stencil, I decided I would trim the panel down a bit. So I'm using my paper trimmer, and I will take off, I think I took 3mm off each side, so just under ½ centimetre off each side, not very much at all. It will just allow me to have a reveal on the edge of my card base, and it also takes off the lines on the edge where the ink blending might have been a bit harsher because the ink kind of pulls a bit on the very edges as you bring it in from off the mat. Then I'm going to add my sentiment, and I decided to go with I love you with all my heart, and I'm stamping the I love you with all my using the Wild Honey Distress Oxide, so the orange colour. And then I have the word heart, which I have die cut, and actually this was in my stash. I had die cut it previously and not used it, and the colour seemed perfect for this card, so I decided it would be a good time to go ahead and use it. I used Tombow Monomulti liquid glue to adhere the image and then added the word heart over the top, slightly overlapping. I've then put foam tape on the back of my panel, and I'm going to use my lines on my grid mat just to help me get it lined up, and then I'll press it into place. And then fold the card base and use my bone folder just to crease that fold. There's just enough space to get in there and give it a good crease to make sure it's properly folded. As a final touch, I decided to add some Nuvo drops in Limoncello. These are translucent, so they will show some of the colour that's below them, but they also have a kind of yellowish tone to them, which I felt fitted well with the colours I had on the card. So I just kind of scattered them here and there across the card, and that completes my card. Links to all the products used are down below if you would like to find them. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment as well down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and the Sasayaki Glitter channel by clicking the bubbles on screen now, and you can click the notification bell down below to be told anytime a video is put up on the channel that you're clicking the bell for. There are a couple more videos on screen that you may be interested in. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!